Word, your mother, boys and girls. It is your boy Sniper West. It is Monday, May 18th, and we are ready to kill the books this week. I'm here with my partner in crime, Joey Tron. You can follow him on Twitter at Joey Tron. I am Sniper West. You can follow me at the Sniper Picks. This is wizardsportspicks.com. That's where you want to go for all your sharp sports betting information. Tons of fantastic handicappers over there. Great content. This YouTube channel, we're bringing you all sorts of content every single week, whether it's horse racing, WNBA, golf, NASCAR, baseball, basketball, hockey, CFL, UFC, soccer. List just keeps going on and on and on. So, the summer, they say the summer's a slow season for sports, which it is, but for Sniper West, it's really not, because I do a lot of sports. I do all of the above. I do UFC, WNBA, CFL, baseball, obviously NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs, and then, preseason football. Well, yeah, obviously we have World Cup too this year, which I'm going to be handicapping. And then I think the Hall of Fame game is like 80 days away, 82 days away. It's crazy.
Wow. That's insane.
I know how fast time flies. So Tom Akrina says, what's good? What's up, Tom? Saw him over there at Dover this week. I'm sure he had a fantastic time out in Delaware. And quite a rate. What happened with NASCAR, actually, Joey? You want to start with that?
Denny Hamlin wound up winning the All-Star race, so I decided to take him top 3. So I definitely cashed that one. But I don't know. I'll be honest. I didn't really watch it. For me, All-Star games as a whole just don't really excite me. I'm more of a skills competition guy when it comes to those type of events. But top 3 were all Chevys: Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, and Eric Jones. So Toyota is continuing their dominance even in the All-Star races, like we've seen throughout the several races throughout the regular season. So keep your eye out on Toyota. They are constantly winning.
All right, there you go. Well, when's the next big race?
Our next race is this Sunday night at 6 p.m., the Coca-Cola 600 in Charlotte, North Carolina. This Sunday is actually a great racing day as a whole, because you have the Indy 500 out here in Indianapolis at noon, and then right after that is the Coke 600. So I'll be watching racing all day, and I cannot wait.
Yeah, well, you're going to be there at Indy 500, yep. Right?
Yes, sir. I'll be at the Indy 500. Greatest spectacle in racing. They're estimating 1 in every 995 Americans will be at that race. So it's going to be pretty damn packed.
Are you bringing any milk with you is the question.
Not any milk, but I will be bringing a lot of beer.
Yeah. All right. How about golf? Obviously the PGA Tour, we had Aaron Rai win, which I was watching a great deal of. Actually, I watched a good part of the end of the day out there in the outskirts of Philadelphia, actually.
Yeah, it was a great tournament. I watched a lot of it. I had a pretty good tournament, if I do say so myself. I cashed Aberg top 5 at plus 450, Spieth top 20 at plus 250, and Cam Smith top 40 at plus 250 as well. So overall, was a very nice tournament for me.
All right, beautiful. If you guys want any NASCAR and golf information, Tom and Joey, they do a NASCAR and a golf show. Usually if there's a NASCAR event, you'll do a NASCAR. Obviously,
yeah. We skipped the All-Star race.
Yeah, but if you guys are looking for that information, we have it over here, wizardsportspicks.com. You can find all sorts of niche sports. We even do a UFL show with Loud Esmond and Tom Akrina. So if you guys are interested in betting the UFL, we have that content on the channel as well. Please give us a like and subscribe. It does help our analytics. Let's move over. We could start with the major sports, but let's start with the W, Joey. You're on a roll. We already talked golf and NASCAR with you. Why don't we hit the W real quick?
Yeah, let's do it up. I do a show on WNBA every single night, previewing the day after games. So just night before, I cover all the games. Tonight's only 2 games, not a big slate, but one game I like a lot is the first one, and it's the Mystics taking on the Dallas Wings. I really like the over in that one. I think the Mystics offense is pretty damn good. What's her name? Sonia Citrone. She's averaging 24 points per game, and if the Wings want to match that or keep up with them, they really need a strong performance from Paige Beckers. And Beckers has been doing pretty well despite them having a 1-2 record. She is shooting the ball well. She is working the ball around the paint and around the glass. So I could see a lot of points scored in this one between the Mystics and the Wings.
All right. Yeah. The Wings have been scoring a lot of points in that game against the Fever. If you remember, they scored 104 and they lost. I was in.
That's crazy to score 104 points and lose in a WNBA game. But
yeah. And they lost to Atlanta 77-72, but they lost to Minnesota 90-86. So they've been playing in some higher scoring games.
Yeah, they are playing against more higher echelon teams, as you would say, in the WNBA. So that's another reason why I like this over. They can definitely push the pace a little bit. So
The other game we have in the W tonight, I know maybe you don't have thoughts on it, but we'll just touch on it real quick. We have Connecticut and Portland. Obviously, Portland, the Portland Fire and expansion team.
it's dumpster fire.
Yeah, they're 1-2 right now. Connecticut's 0-4, so they're not much better. Connecticut's actually catching 3.5 here in Portland against the expansion team. Totals at 173.5. Connecticut, not only are they 0-4, but they're 1-3 against the number this year. Yeah, it's kind of like a throwaway game. I don't really want anything to do with this game. Do you have any thoughts at all?
I like the under, to be honest. Connecticut's offense is not good. They're shooting just 43% from the field overall this season, and even in the games where they weren't playing the Aces, when they played against the Storm, they still shot 40% from the field, and the Storm do not have a good defense whatsoever. So this Sun team does not have any offensive chemistry, and I don't expect the Fire to come shooting all out tonight either, because the one thing the Sun do have is somewhat of a competent defense. So I think they will be able to put the Fire into some bad shots, bad situations, force a couple turnovers, and I don't expect them to do much of anything on the offensive side. So I like the under a lot.
I see what you did there. They're going to put some fire to the.
There you go.
No, baby. But all right. Tom says he's going to be back tomorrow for Tom's smoke break. Thank God, because the guy's been killing.
Excellent.
I know you guys. You want some. You can't. Nobody can have enough Tom Macrina in their life, aka Rye Cape over there. You can follow him on. And all right, let's hit the NBA here. So we have game 1 tonight, San Antonio, OKC. So San Antonio, they were 70-20. Well, they are 70-24 year to date. Oklahoma City 72-18 year to date. The Spurs, they were a really good covering team, 39-2 against the spread this year. They were a really good road team too, 33-13 on the road. OKC 38-7 at home. We're looking at a total of 221.5. The spread is 6.5 here. So I do have a premium on this game, but I'll throw out my premium is on the side. I'll throw out a free play here on the total. So the total is 221.5, as I said before. So obviously, game 1 here, OKC, they just had significant time off, right? They swept the Lakers in 4. The Spurs, they finished off the Timberwolves in 6. They finished on Friday, but OKC's been, twiddling the thumbs for about a week now. So they've had a lot of time to get ready. The Thunder actually lost 4 of 5 head-to-head against San Antonio this year. So the Spurs kind of do have, well, at least during the regular season, they had their number. And Wemby actually came off the bench for 3 of those 4 wins. He was nursing a calf strain, if you remember. But I like the under here. I just think the playoff intensity is going to rule the night. I think we see a slower pace to start out. I think both teams are not going to want to, screw many things up. I think game 1s and game 7s, I like unders typically.
Dude, I'm with you. I didn't want to jump out and say I like the under right away, but I like the under too, man. The public is all over the over. I didn't mean to say that, over the over, but they're all over it. I mean, I'm looking at splits right now. 80% of the public is on the over. They expect points, and honestly, I think we're going to get a really slow start. I think the Spurs defense is going to come out and really try to clamp down on OKC. Like we said, they've been sitting waiting. Sometimes rest equals rust. And if the Spurs want to get ahead here, they got to come out strong on the defensive side. And I think that helps the full game total out a lot.
Yeah, keep in mind, Jalen Williams is back for the Thunder as well. He's been out for, I think, a couple of weeks now. So, he brings a lot of defensive intensity too.
Mm-hmm.
So,
oh, yeah.
Under 221.5 between the Thunder and the Spurs. That is my lean there.
Who do you think takes the series and in how many games?
I like the Thunder. I like the Thunder in maybe 6. I just think they're the better team. I mean, so interesting stat. So this is, in fact, I had it right here, so I don't want to get it wrong. But this is the first time since I think the Jazz, the Michael Jordan Bulls played the Jazz. I think it was 1998 or whatever in the NBA Finals when he hit that shot. And it's the first time that two teams, the first between 2 teams with 62 or more wins since the 1998 NBA Finals between Chicago and Utah. So both these teams have 62 or more wins, right? And that hasn't happened since 1998. And it's not even the NBA Finals; it's the Western Conference Finals. So obviously both teams are good. I just think that Oklahoma City, they have the experience. Everybody kept saying all season long that San Antonio was a year away. The Spurs are years away. The Spurs are a year away. The Spurs are a year away. If you remember in that press conference, Wemby even said, people keep saying we're a year away. We don't think that at all. We're ready right now. We want to go win. I still think they're a year away. I just think that The Thunder, with their experience, fantastic defensive team. Wemby does create problems in the middle. I get it. But I think the fact that actually San Antonio beat them 4 or 5 times in the regular season, I think that's actually going to help the Thunder, to be honest with you, because they're going to learn from their mistakes. They're going to put everything. They've had a lot of time to look at the film. They've had over a week off. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
I'd say that, sometimes they could be rusty coming out after a week off. I do agree with that, which is why I do like the under as well. But I just think long term, yeah, give me OKC in 6 games. I just think they're too
All right, follow up. Do they go back to back?
Yeah, well, I think whoever wins the series wins the finals for sure. I mean, I think that either San Antonio or OKC are going to be vastly favored against either the Knicks or the Cavs.
So it's staying west. Okay.
Like I'm talking like for the series, whatever combination of matchup there, you're going to be looking at like minus 300 for the West.
I think it would be more competitive against the Knicks and the Cavs. That's just my opinion.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. The Knicks are just, I don't know, man. There is another level of offense when they're hitting, man. When Jalen Brunson is on his game, that offense is just lethal because they just play through him. And again, once he's on his game, Knicks offense is just lights out. They hit shots. They got playmakers. They're getting and ones. And I mean, I'm personally thinking the Knicks take the series against the Cavs and Knicks Thunder championship, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't disagree. That game in Atlanta, if you remember, I think it was tied 2-2, I want to say, and it was a game 5 in Atlanta. And then I don't know what happened. Like they were struggling a little bit early in that series, and then all of a sudden, game 5, if you remember, they came out like shot out of a cannon. They scored.
That was it.
I think it was like 75, 80 points in the first half, and I was really ticked too because I had the under in the first half in that game, and the Hawks scored. I think it was like 25 points.
It was game 6. They won 140-89.
Oh, it was game. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't know why I thought it was game 5 because it was in Atlanta though. Like it was in Atlanta.
Yeah, it was in Atlanta. Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, game 6 would have been. Yeah, that's right. So no, they closed them out that game. That's right.
Yeah.
So yeah, but I had the under and the Hawks scored like 25 points in the first half, and I still can't get an under with one team scoring 25 points. That is completely ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. But ever since that game, they've been lights out. They've just been a completely different team. So kudos to them.
If I'm Cleveland, I'm scared. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, James Harden, he's imploded, year after year, time after time. We'll see if he does it again. You had mentioned earlier splits, Joey. Just want to talk about who do you use for splits?
I bounce back and forth between VSiN and Odds Logic.
Okay. Yeah, so what splits are, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you novice bettors, there are outlets out there where you can see what percentage of the public is betting on what team or what spread or what total, what have you. Mm-hmm. So, but my thing with the splits, man, is they're so all over.
They're not 100%. They're not 100% accurate, and some, like for example, you can look at Odds Logic right now, and that number is probably different for DraftKings than what VSiN has when VSiN pulls their information from DraftKings.
Well, yeah, it is. I mean, first of all, every book is going to have their own different splits. Number one, just because. I mean, the public's not going to be the same at every single book. Number 2, yeah, so I'm looking at Covers right now. So Covers has 57% of the public on the Spurs plus 6.5, 43% on OKC minus 6.5. But if I go to a different split source that I have, I won't mention them by name, but a different source that I have here has 69%. Oh, that's actually pretty close. 69% of the money on San Antonio. 70% of the tickets on San Antonio, 69% of the money on San Antonio. So that actually kind of aligns.
Yes, I have 75-68.
Yeah, so it's actually pretty accurate though. That's like I've never seen them that close. But if you look at it like a baseball game, like on a Tuesday or something, I mean, you're gonna
all over the place.
Yeah. One outlet 70% on the Dodgers. You're going to see another outlet 70% on the Giants. It's just
but that's the good area where you can find value and shop around, because where one book might have, let's say it's Yankees Mets, for example, you might have the Mets at plus 100 on DraftKings or Hard Rock, but somewhere like Bet Rivers might have plus 105. shop around. That's where you find the line value.
All right, let's hit the hockey game tonight really quickly. So we have Game 7 here in Buffalo. So, Montreal, fantastic road team, 29-10-9 on the road. Buffalo, 28-13-6 at home. Buffalo does play very well in this building. So, I'm kind of shocked here, Joey. So, I do have a free play. I'll throw out my free play analysis here. So, obviously Buffalo had a phenomenal game. They scored 8 goals. They were down 3 goals to 1, right? They were down 3-1 in that game, and they came back and they won. And they won 8-5 after being down 3-1. So that's quite a little pendulum swing there, so to speak. But remember, the overs 4-1-1 in the series. So there's been 1 push, 4 overs, and 1 under. And remember, at both, one of these teams go up big, the goal is going to be empty for maybe 5 minutes. Empty netters. I can't believe that this total's 5.5. First of all, and furthermore, I can't believe that it's plus money. The under's juiced -120, 5.5 -120. So the odds makers really think that this game is going to be a defensive minded game. But 5 of these 6 games have had 6 goals or more. 5 of these 6 games have had 6 goals or more, and they're juicing the under at 5.5. I mean, even that one game that didn't have 6 goals or more, that game had 5 goals. It's not like
it was right there.
You know what I mean? So, especially with the empty net for maybe 5 minutes, I got to go with the over here. I just think the line is wrong. I think the line should be 6. I agree, no 6.5. I think the line should be 6, but not 5.5, especially plus money. Give me the over for the free play, over 5.5 plus 100.
Yeah, I like the over 5.5 as well, man. I agree with everything you said, but I'm just gonna add one big thing specifically here is Jacob Dobbs. He had an 818 save percentage in game 6. He was pulled. I'm really curious to see how he does after getting pulled and now getting called to start again. So I think the Habs come out firing early on. I think we see a goal quick and fast from them, and I think we see this total way over 5.5 once the final horn blows.
All right. Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. We hit some WNBA, we hit some hockey, we hit some basketball. We could hit some baseball, but before we do that, I don't even know if we'll have time. We could maybe skip baseball for the day. But I do want to recap with Mr. Joey Tron the Preakness and see his thoughts on.
Dagger. Oh, dude, that was rough. That was a rough one. Seeing Taj Mahal have it out front, literally 80%, 85% of the race up until that last turn. I thought it was a good race, though. I like the Preakness more than Kentucky Derby. Don't get me wrong, Kentucky Derby is really cool. You get the cool hats and all the fanfare and all, but I feel like the Kentucky Derby, the element of what's the word I'm looking for? It's like the Super Bowl. Super Bowl is a big party. The element of the game is really lost because of what goes on during the game. And I feel that's what happened with the Kentucky Derby, with all the partying and hanging out with people, the celebrity row. And whereas the Preakness, you didn't really get a lot of that. It was just horse racing. And I really enjoyed that a lot. So my input is Preakness is better than Kentucky Derby, and I will stand on that hill.
All right. They still wear those hats at the Preakness, though.
I know, but it's not all in your face, though. It's not as in your face. Whereas the Kentucky Derby, it's expected. If I went to Preakness and didn't wear an all exotic hat and wore a hat like you're wearing, no big deal. Who cares? But at a Kentucky Derby, we would be ostracized. We would be thrown out practically.
Yeah. So for the Preakness wagering payouts, a $2 bet on Iron Honor would have paid $9.20 to place, $6.60 to show. $2 bet on Chip Honcho would have netted $8.20. $2 exacta would have won $107 for $2. A $1 trifecta would have won $597. Holy mackerel! If one of you guys hit the trifecta, $5. That's some big money. The superfecta, if you had the stones to reach down and grab your stones and squeeze them and do the superfecta, you would have to probably pay a lot to do it because you're probably hitting all in a lot of those columns. But you would have won about $2,400 for $1 bet. So. And here's the payouts. So the payouts for the horses: Napoleon Solo, $1.2 million; Iron Honor, $400,000; $2,000. And guess how much they paid for the winner, Napoleon Solo, Joey? Chad's number.
3.5.
Huh?
3.5.
$3.5 million?
Yeah.
That's what you think they paid for Napoleon Solo?
Oh, for him? Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I thought you said the payout. Oh, they probably claimed him for like 50 or 60,000.
Yeah, 40,000
at most. Yeah, I say at most 50,000, 60,000. My bad. I didn't hear you. I thought you said the payout. So I was like, 3.5. I didn't hear you said to buy him.
Yeah, so that's it. Pretty good ROI there, right? 40,000.
Dude, hell yeah.
And he brings you in one race, 1.2 million.
You think he's gonna run at Belmont?
I don't know. You would probably know better than me. I like the horse. I have to know that information.
Load management and horse racing 2026, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Liz and I, in fact, if you want to go check out that show, and I know the Preakness is over, but we talked a little bit about that on the Preakness show that we did on. We actually did two of them. I think we did one on Thursday and one on Friday. We'll probably do the same thing for the Belmont, which is actually being run at Saratoga this year. Remember, the Preakness was ran at Laurel Park, so that was a little bit different of a scene and scenario. But yeah, it's fun I love the ponies. My grandpa loved the ponies. He would always, I've been to the track a bunch of times, and I just don't follow it as much. It's hard to handicap as many sports as I do and be as busy as I am and add another one. And horse racing takes a lot of research, man. It's like, there's just not enough hours in the day for me to get to everything. I have to.
And there's tracks all over, and there's tracks all over. They have races going from like 1 o'clock to 10 o'clock every single day, scattered throughout. I got East Coast, West Coast, so it's a lot when it comes to the ponies.
You're a true degenerate, though, and we've all been there before, myself included, when you're up at 2 a.m. in the morning betting on the Australian races that run the.
Oh my god, that's too much because there's like harnesses involved and shit like that, and you got to watch them get pulled on their trotters. I don't deal with that crap. Too much.
Yeah, the buggy race. They have those buggy races too. The carriage. Mm-hmm. Funny. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Wizards Wraparound. Thank you for joining us. We do this every single day, 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Myself and Joey Tron. Tom will be back for the smoke break tomorrow. He'll have some plays, and we'll probably have some other guests on the show this week as well. Tron, anything on the way out?
Yeah, Tom and I are doing our PGA show tonight. It won't be live, but we'll be recording it, and it will drop right after. So like, subscribe, and you'll be notified as soon as we drop that, and you'll be able to get all of our CJ Cup Byron Nelson best picks.
All right, there you go. All right, guys, we will be back tomorrow. Same time, same place. Peace out and keep firing.